Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Pam.
We're on Yoga Sutra 1.18. So go ahead and read it and then we can chat over it. By the firmly convinced practice of the complete cessation of the mental modifications, the impressions only remain. This is the other samadhi, asamprajnata samadhi. In samprajnata samadhi, the very seeds can still come into conscious mind when the proper opportunity is given and you pull into worldly experience. That is why all these four stages should be passed, and you should get into asamprajnata samadhi, where even the ego is not there and the seeds of past impressions are rendered harmless. In that state, only the consciousness is there and nothing else. Once that is achieved, the individual is completely liberated and there is no more coming into the world and getting tossed. Although you appear to be in the world then, you are not involved. Having achieved this, the world is just a shadow from which you are completely free. That is what is meant by a liberated person. It is not that a liberated person just goes away from the world or dies. He or she is called a jivan mukha, one who lives but at the same time is liberated. So you first understand the nature completely. Then you bring it under control and then push it aside and get liberated. Sometimes people try to renounce the world by retiring to a forest or cave, thinking that otherwise they will get caught. But such people can never be free from nature. They can never hide anywhere. Wherever they go, nature will follow. There is no other way except to understand, handle it properly, and then rise above it. That's why the samprajnata samadhi, with all its four varieties, should be practiced. Then you can easily understand the asamprajnata samadhi, because when you understand the prakti, you can brush it aside and turn in to see yourself. You understand yourself to be the pure self, or the purusha, which seemed to have been entangled in prakti and is now finally free.
We're so quiet.
Sounds like the dog barks.
That was my dog.
That was very insightful from the dog.
He's like that.
I don't know. Does anyone have anything they want to say on this or questions? Hi, Ashley. So we just read 18. I'm not sure when Ashley jumped in.
Just a few minutes late, but I caught most of it.
Okay.
I just for myself have to say that this is a far distant goal. Like I'm just now, you know what I mean? Like
I totally agree with you. I feel like this is not.
I mean, it's a promise that it's attainable, but I have to first master the modification, right? Like I'm all the way at the beginning, so it's like reading a promise, you know, like sort of.
I can compare this to like a yoga shape that I know I'm never gonna get into because my body isn't built that way. Like I just can't contort that way, like some sort of circus creature. I understand the steps to get there. Or like even for me, I'm not really a great chef. So like you could be like, oh, it's so easy. Like just make a lasagna. And I'm like, yeah, I can read the instructions on the box and see it, but it's never going to happen. I'm never just going to go make a lasagna. Like,
then you can learn it in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Right? So
I can make a bowl of spaghetti and sauce. Or like I could do a downward facing dog. So
right.
I'd like to share. I don't know if you guys can hear me well. It might be a little windy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh.
Pam, you froze.
I've been feeling like I might say it wrong because my Sanskrit is terrible, but Purusha, like Purusha, for me, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm identifying with Purusha in the sense like this is the feminine quality. This is like fertile soil, that all the potential for anything to grow there. Like if you can think it, it'll grow. Like this is totally fertile soil. And the Prakriti is like the masculine force, not like a man, masculine, feminine, but this masculine force that is in action. And so when there's action, something happens. Like if the wind blows and there's nothing in the paper cup falls over. When the paper cup falls over, it goes into the dirt, and like all of a sudden there's a whole story to something that didn't exist before. And that's because of this action taking place and the combination of this fertile ground that like anything can happen. So if I am in a state of samadhi where I am connecting with the essence of these energies, like I'm just starting to scratch the surface and feel, if I'm not careful with my thought pattern and with my actions, I will create the thing I'm thinking about. I will create the thing I'm feeling because I'm dancing on fertile soil, and anything I wish will become manifest. Not because I deserve it or I'm right, but because this is the space in between. And in the space in between, this is what happens. Creation happens. Creation is possible. So things come from the unmanifest. They go to this in-between space of creation. So like Adriana can do anything she wants to do. She can create anything she wants to do on this plane. What's permanent is back to unmanifest. So this is like Play-Doh in a way. I don't know. I'm just feeling very, I'm feeling the discipline of these sutras like this is the time to be disciplined about your opinions and like how do you, which opinions do you hold as the truth? Not even in like your awake minds, but like deep conviction. Like what do you hold as true? Because while we do these practices, these things will probably come to pass. And if your brain and your heart is in some funky place, it could be dangerous. I don't know. This is just my offering this morning.
Thank you, Adriana.
I like the idea of the fertile soil, planting seeds. And we get to, we're making a choice, you know, like you run with whatever and maybe it doesn't feel good or doesn't feel right and we get stuck there, or you acknowledge what it is and somehow, and you don't ignore it, you acknowledge it, but somehow push through, move forward and find something that is a shift towards the positive instead. Adriana, you froze before. Now you're giggling like your grandma.
I know. I realized, I was like, I don't know if anyone heard anything I said.
Renata just popped in.
See, and I'm feeling, I guess, different from Adriana, that it's not so much I can manifest. I feel like as I'm reading through these sutras again, I don't feel like I'm reaching for a goal.
Mhm.
I don't feel like whether the goal is attainable or not attainable, it doesn't really matter. I don't feel like I'm reaching for it. I'm just doing it. I'm reading it. I'm absorbing it, and whatever happens, happens. I think for me, just sitting in stillness, even in meditation, is enough. I don't feel, maybe it's because I haven't experienced those levels that I don't wish for it. But I don't. I'm okay with where I'm at right now, and just sitting in stillness. And whatever happens during meditation, for me, is better than not doing it. And I feel a difference in my day when I start like this. When I start the day with all of you, it's significant, the difference in the day. And I don't feel like it's because I'm reaching for a goal. It's just because I'm doing the practice, and that's enough. That's,
Thank you.
I totally agree. I agree with you, Jackie.
I'm not trying to reach enlightenment. I don't expect that that's a goal. I don't expect that that's going to happen, and I'm absolutely okay with that. I'm just happy to be here and to be part of this, and to have these teachings to read and think about.
I
And
think
that's enough.
I think that you're pretty much hitting the nail on the head with this sutra then, Jackie, because it pretty much is about being or turning your meditation objectless. So if you become obsessed with achieving enlightenment when you go into a meditation, then enlightenment is your object, and then you can't. So
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie, you're ahead of yourself. You're not giving yourself enough credit.
I don't think so. I think just like Marianne said, I'm right at the beginning, and I'm okay with that. It's fine. It feels good, right?
Yeah.
well, I think it's interesting too. You think you're starting at the beginning with something like this, but there are people who do it all the time for years and years and years, but if they always have that object in mind, then the very thing that they're seeking is always eluding them. So going in with that beginner's mindset at all times is kind of the key to success in something like this.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I feel so good.
Because think about it, if you're always obsessed with achieving enlightenment and then you're sitting down and for meditation every day for so many years and it never happens to you, how much disappointment and suffering you cause yourself.
Yeah.
Shame and other stuff.
Yeah.
Because of that attachment to the end goal of it.
I was doing a breathing exercise on a United We Om workshop, and Jenny said, count from 1 to 10 and see if you can get from 1 to 10 without pulling into one of your thoughts. And so one of the examples, so we all did it, and then she shared after, and she was like, I got to 8 and I was so proud of myself. Look at me getting to 8. And then she goes, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Already attached to that, like we get so excited. We have to let go of our thoughts. And I can see how that ties to the meditation. Like, oh, look at me, I'm meditating. But that's what I think that maybe that's what I'm getting from it. Like, oh, I'm doing so good, I'm meditating. But that's this idea of still having that some scar there, that impression of, oh, I'm meditating. So even if you think you're meditating, then you're not meditating in the truest liberated samadhi.
Amanda
attached to the thought that you're meditating.
Amanda yesterday shared this post about grammar. I'm gonna read it because it made me look it up. Grandma once gave me a tip. During difficult times, you move forward in small steps. Do what you have to do, but little by bit. Don't think about the future, not even what might happen tomorrow. Wash the dishes, take off the dust, write a letter, make some soup. Do you see? You're moving forward step by step. Take a step and stop. Get some rest. Compliment yourself. Well, that's getting attached, but take another step, then another step. You won't notice, but your steps will grow bigger and bigger. And time will come when you can think about the future without crying. Good morning. I thought that was like super cute and awesome wisdom. You know, like just showing up, little whatever. Like this whole thing for me in the morning is just showing up. I've had a good amount of mornings where I just wanted to stay in bed and mope. But instead, just showing up here, and it makes a huge shift for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's almost like we're manifesting new seeds intentionally, when for so often we were just, you know, having seeds planted in us without our knowledge that manifest all the time and cause problems. It's a nice thing to do.
And even moving this meditation practice, I mean, I meditate at home, but it's usually, I usually do it more in the evening, and I'm shutting my door, I have my whole setup. And at the studio, it's always very quiet. But in the mornings, yesterday, Eric was working home, so he was putzing around, and he was being respectful of my space and stuff, but still, like, the cabinets are banging, and this is banging, and like, stop interrupting my meditation. But I'm realizing he's not doing it, I'm doing it. And it's really trying to practice with the distractions in the house where people aren't ruining, the leaf blower people aren't ruining my meditation. I'm ruining them. I'm ruining it. And like, I'm trying to appreciate those sounds. It's really, I feel like I'm getting a lot stronger in my meditation.
I think quarantine is making us all aware of the benefits of learning how to practice yoga off your mat. Because everyone's at risk.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything to say that they just need to say that's not related to the sutra, just because they need to say it?
Oh.
Bless you.
So
Yeah.
who just said something?
She sneezed. We said bless you.
Oh. And it got cut off on here. But so I'm gonna share about editing the videos. I think I texted you and Amanda yesterday, which was like really aggravating in the beginning, and it's still aggravating, but instead I'm looking at everybody's faces when I start editing, and it just keeps filling my heart. There's all these beautiful faces, and it keeps reminding me how blessed I am to have all these beautiful souls in my life. And that's you guys and everyone showing up in classes and taking classes, and all our different teachers, and Amanda, and sometimes Isabella pops in, and it's such a blessing to just see all these faces. So it has nothing to do with the sutra, but that's our community.
It has everything to do with it.
Well, I'll
And
tag onto that. Amanda, every time you post pictures of Izzy on Facebook, it just warms my heart. I love that little girl, and I barely know her, but she is just, she's just so perfect. And
I've been trying to post more. I feel like I'm breaking up all the like doom posts.
yeah, for sure. And it just makes me so happy, all the things you do with her. I just wish that for every child, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm sure kids are getting more attention from their parents now that they're all home together. So that's the hope. That's the hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I talked to my nieces on Zoom yesterday, and their parents were ready to send them away.
Well, I'm sure parents are having those thoughts frequently too.
I think they're like 6 and 10.
Oh, that's a whole different situation then.
I mean, they're fine, but yeah, it's not easy for a lot of people.
I've been keeping kids in pray, like when I meditate and pray, kids that are stuck at home with parents that really don't know how to handle having their kids at home, because
Yeah.
that's something that I've been thinking about, like parents who might be losing it and just these poor kids getting yelled at instead of, and it's hard. Like kids are feeling this too. They feel it in their own different ways and they act out. And like my neighbor was complaining about her 3-year-old. Her 3-year-old hasn't slept in 2 weeks now. He keeps waking up. And I'm like, well,
You cut out there, Mish.
Froze.
Internet's being weird. Mine just cut out.
Mm.
Maybe it's all this wind. It's so windy here by me. I don't know if it's windy by you guys.
Oh, windy.
So windy.
Well, yogis say that it's not until you get older that the veil of illusion gets thicker. I think that the children right now, I'm in a lot of moms groups on Facebook, and it's like everybody's saying the same thing. The kids can't sleep. The kids are up. They're stressed at night. I think they're just feeling collective. Yeah. It's like, it's kind of like what the sutra's saying. Like some people come, what this is playing into is like some people come in and they can just like snap into a deeper understanding of everythingness. And they're really only here because they only have like a couple of threads of karma to work out. The second sutra we'll talk about tomorrow is like, for the majority of us who have a lot of stuff to work out, like the steps to move through. But I think we all get a taste of that first state when we're young. We're so permeable and so open and so sensitive. They're also sensitive. Isabella too has been having trouble at night. We've had to like hold her hand and read 10,000 books. I think she just like feels the collective.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough thing to move through because everybody's real agitated.
All right. Does anyone else want to share, or we can begin to move into our meditation and breath? Okay. Maybe we all just smile one more time for Micheline when she's editing. I feel like everyone looks so serious this morning.
Everybody's tired, huh?
I know, Fridays. Is anyone off? Does anyone have to work today?
I do, but I also have a funny story to share.
Okay.
So we just moved into this apartment and we have huge windows. I don't know if you guys can kind of see down there.
Oh, yeah.
Really. So we just cleaned them, and these birds can see their reflection in the windows, and they keep flying full speed ahead into the windows.
Oh my God.
It's going on for about.
That's crazy. You even have blinds there.
We have the blinds, and we use the blinds, and
Still do it.
yeah.
That's going to be very distracting in meditation.
They fly into my window too. I'll hear this thunk.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a thump against.
I won't look to see if it was on the ground because it's so hard. I'm like, I have curtains. Don't fly into the curtain window. So I guess we'll do some alternate nostril breathing, and then I wanted to offer a guided meditation. But if you don't want to hear me speak through your meditation, I think an alternative option would be for you to set your own timer on your phone for 20 minutes, because I'll start the timer for 20 minutes on my phone throughout the guided meditation. And then you can just mute your device, and then we can all end together. This way you still have the option to have a silent meditation, unless we collectively all agree we don't want the guided meditation.
I like that.
Okay, so we'll try it today, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So just starting to find a comfortable shape to do some breath work. You want to prop yourself up on a block or books or bolster or pillows or whatever.
I'm gonna mute everyone.
Okay. And I'll tell you after breath work when I'm going to start my timer so that you can end with us if you're going to silence the guided meditation. And just scan your body and notice how you're feeling. Just notice where you're feeling. You might roll your head side to side a few times, just release the neck, right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. Might feel good to drop the chin to the chest, or maybe even tuck the head back and lift the chin up, stretching out the front of the throat. And just notice where your palms are and how you're choosing to have them rest, whether they're palms down or up in your lap or together in front of your heart. Just bring your attention to your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Nice, straight, strong spine, crown of the head lifting up. Inhale, fill up the low belly completely. Exhale, release, let it all out. Just take 3 more like that, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, releasing. 2 more. And then moving into alternate nostril breathing. I like to have my left palm face up in my lap, thumb and pointer to touch. And then closing your right and left nostrils with your fingers. Closing off your right with your thumb, inhaling through your left. Closing your left. Exhaling through your right. Inhaling through your right. Close and hold. Exhaling through your left. Inhaling through your left. Close and hold. Exhaling through your right. Inhaling through your right. Close and hold. Exhale through your left. Continue like that for 5 more rounds. Taking your time to finish, there's no rush. You might still have another round. Just exhaling that last round out through the left nostril and resting your palms, breathing naturally when you get there. beginning to move into your meditation shape. You might be staying where you are. You might want to come onto your back or take a legs at the wall shape. Or just stay in your easy seat. If you want to set your own timer, you can go ahead, 20 minutes, and just mute me. I'm going to guide you through a gratitude guided meditation. I've been feeling for myself a lot of heaviness and a lot of friends feeling a little heavy this week. And as hard as it is to practice this gratitude, I really feel like it's going to be our healing practice. I'm reading from a script from the Chopra meditation. I will be bringing your awareness to things in your life that you are thankful for. Just give gratitude the chance to come up naturally. And when it comes, just let yourself sink into the feeling, surrender to it. Notice how it feels in your body, how your energy feels. And if it doesn't come up, that's okay. You don't need to try to make yourself feel it. Just surrender your heart, not your head. So let's flash through all the aspects of your life that you might be grateful for. Firstly, bring your awareness to your breath. As you inhale and as you exhale, and the fact that each of these breaths give you life. Then be aware of your heart beating, pulsing, filling with love and compassion and peace, and flowing that back out. Bring your awareness to your eyes that let you see color, faces, smiles, nature, the sunrise, the sunset, the rainbow, the moon, and the stars, yourself in the mirror. Bring your awareness to your ears that beam in sound, music, laughter, the voices of those you love, the silence, the beautiful sounds of life. Bring your awareness to your nose that smells the ocean breeze, the aroma of sweet perfume, the flowers, the trees, newly cut grass, the wafting smells that come from the kitchen, cupcakes in the oven. Bring your awareness to your lips and mouth that tastes and savors and nourishes, kisses and speaks, that whispers and sings. Bring your awareness to your hands that hold and touch and caress and open and close and applaud and squeeze. The arms and shoulders that carry and hug and lift and stretch. Our feet, our toes, the gift to wiggle them, transport you, walk, run, dangle, dance, kick, fold, leap, and point. What about your tears, your sorrows, and the strength that you seem to be able to muster to make it through each day? Bring your awareness to your abundance, your expansion, your evolution, your perspective shifts, the affluence and flow and empathy and love and light, and your ability to see growth and potential in every moment. Now just breathe and feel more grace and ease. And now experience the warmth, love, and compassion that gratitude brings into your heart. Drift your awareness to nurturing relationships in your life, the new ones and the older ones. Material things that came to you unexpectedly, things that flow with great effort and commitment, hard work. Think of love in your life and your connection to those things that are sweet and loving and honorable and just feel right. When we no longer take life for granted, we become grateful for everything that we have. Just breathe and feel this flow. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart.